Dear learners, in this class we are going to discuss about LR0 parsing. When we see the types of parsers can be classified into top-down parser. So basically it can be classified into two types, top-down parser and bottom-up parser. And again, this top-down parser can be further classified into recursive descent parser and LL1 parser. Similarly, bottom-up parser can be further classified into LR parser and operator precedence parser. And this LR parser is further divided into LR0 parser, SLR1, LALR and CLR1 parser. What is this LR parser is? LR is L stands for left to right. L stands for left to right. And R stands for rightmost derivation. R stands for rightmost derivation. And this K, LR of K, it stands for look ahead variable. So LR of 0, that means look ahead is 0. And this SLR1 is nothing but simple LR parser. Simple LR parser. And this LALR stands for look ahead LR. This LALR stands for look ahead LR. And the CLR stands for canonical LR. And this LR0 and SLR, these two parsers is based on LR0 items, and LALR as well as CLR, this is based on LR1 items. Now in this class we are going to discuss about how to construct or how this LR0 parser works. In all these cases, construction of this table, parsing table alone is going to change. In all these four types of parser, only the construction of the parsing table varies. So to construct the parsing table of LR0 and SLR1, we need a canonical collection of LR0 items. For CLR1 and LALR1, we need LR1 items. So we'll see what is this LR parsing. The most prevalent type of bottom-up parser, and this LRK mostly interested on parsers with K less than or equal to 1. And why this LR parser is, or what are the advantages of this LR parser is, it is table driven and can be constructed to recognize all programming language constructs. Most general non-backtracking shift reduce parsing method, and it can detect a syntactic error as soon as possible. And class of grammars for which we can construct LR parser are supersets of those which can construct LL parser. Now we'll see what do you mean by this LR0 item and states of this LR parser. So states represent set of items, and an LR0 item of G is a production of G with a dot at some position of the body. So what is an item and how to define that is, see for example, when we say A derives X, Y, Z, we have the following items. So here we have A derives dot X, Y, Z, A derives X dot Y, Z, A derives X, Y dot Z, and A derives X, Y, Z dot. In a state having A derives dot XYZ, we hope to see a string deliverable from XYZ next on the input. That means no other string has been read yet. But when we say A derives X dot YZ, so this item means we have already read one variable. So what is an item is any production that has a dot in the right hand side is called an item. And always the starting symbol always we say S dash gives start of S. That is, assume that this S is the starting symbol. So this we call it as the kernel item or the initial item. Initial item plus all items whose dots are not at the end of the item. And when we say A derives dot XYZ, the meaning is, it means in the RHS we have read nothing. In the RHS we have read nothing. And when I say A derives X dot YZ, that means read one character. If I say A derives X Y dot Z, then we have read two characters. And if it is A derives X Y Z dot, in that case, meaning is, when the dot is at the rightmost side, the meaning is read everything. And in the state having A derives dot XYZ, we hope to see a string derivable from XYZ next on the input. So this is what we have discussed. So in this case, we have read one string. We have read one variable. Now we'll see an example how this parsing table, this LR parser, is generated. Take this grammar, consider this grammar. So the grammar is actually S derives capital AA and A derives small a capital A and A derives small b. So this is the grammar. So what is the first step is? The first step is to augment. The first step is to augment. So we are adding S dash derives S. Okay. So step 1, what we have to do is add one more production to the actual grammar, that is S dash derives S. So this we call it as augmented grammar. So now this is the augmented grammar. So in LR0 parser, we have to compute two things. One is closure. So we have to compute two things. One is the closure function and the other one is goto. So in LR0, so we have to compute two things. One is closure and the other one is goto. And the next step is we have to find the items for this grammar. So any production that has a dot in the right hand side, that we call it as an item. So here actually, now we'll find the item for this. So the initial item is, so this, that is the initial item is S dash gives dot S, then S gives dot AA and A gives dot small a capital A and A derives dot B. Okay. So now when there is a dot in the left of the non-terminal, what we have to do is, now we are going to start with the initial state I naught. So we are going to calculate the closure for this first production, that is S dash gives dot S. So we'll start here. Okay, so we are going to start here. We are going to start in the initial state, that is I naught. And always remember, whenever there is a dot, whenever there is a dot in the left of a non-terminal, in this case actually we have a dot in the left of the non-terminal. Whenever there is a dot in the left of the non-terminal, we have to add all the productions of that particular non-terminal. So since here we have a non-terminal called A after this dot, so we are adding the production which contains A. So we are adding A derives dot small a capital A derives dot B. So now what we have to do is, so now we have written the closure. Now we have to find goto function. So check what are all the variables that is before, that is after dot. So here we have yes and capital A, small a as well as small b. So when you apply yes, okay, we have to find which leads to which new state. So now we are going to calculate the goto. So goto is simply like a DFA. In goto, what we are going to do is move the dot to the right of the symbol. In goto, what we are going to do, we are going to move the dot to the right of the symbol. So initially we have dot s. So here we are moving the dot to the right of the symbol. So now s dash derives yes dot. So this dot we have moved to the right side. So since it is at the end, now this is a final item and this is an augmented grammar. We'll stop here and now we'll start with this particular production. When we start with this, so now we'll start with this. So apply A, okay. So here yes derives A dot A. So what we have done, we have moved this dot. We have moved this dot here. So we have moved this dot here. When the dot is moved to this position, so there is a non-terminal after the dot. So you have to write the productions of all the productions of A. So we have written A derives dot A, capital A derives dot B. So that has been written. And now when we apply small a, so this has to be written, okay. So here A derives A dot capital A, we have moved that dot here, okay. And then since we have a non-terminal after the dot, we have to write all the productions of that A that has been written. And now we apply small b. When we apply small b, A derives B dot. So there is no other items to be read. So this is our final item. This is our final item and it is based on the production, third production. So this is our first production, this is our second production and this is our third production. And now since this is this dot is at the rightmost side, we can leave this and now we have to explore this. So now consider I2. So when we consider I2, we have to find goto for capital A, small a and small b. So goto of I2 comma capital A. So we have to calculate goto of I2 comma capital A. So we have to calculate I2 comma capital A and similarly we have to calculate goto of I2 comma small a and we have to calculate goto of I2 comma small b. So these three things has to be calculated. So this is our goto of I2 comma a. So when we take I2 comma a, so this dot has been moved here and now this is our final item. This is our final item and this state we have named it as item 2. That is state 1, state 2, state 3 and this is state 4. And now again this is state 5. And this particular production is based on this final item. This reduction is based on first production. So here I have named that. So this is goto I2 comma capital A and this is goto I2 comma small a. So here actually we have moved, okay. So we have moved this dot here. So A derives small a dot capital A. So there is a non-terminal after this dot. So we have to write the productions of that particular non-terminal that we have written, and then this particular thing. So here go to of I2 comma small b, that is equal to a derives b dot. When we consider this is similar to I3 and this is similar to I4. So you need not actually, we need not have a separate state. So we have to name the same state itself. Okay, it is in the same state itself. And then now this has to be explored. Now what we have to do, we have to calculate go to of, okay, we have to calculate go to of I3 comma capital A. So that is, you just move the dot to the right side. So A derives small a capital A dot, small a capital A dot. So now this is the final item and this is based on production 2. So now we have to calculate go to of I3 comma small a, that is based on this. So now we have moved this dot here. Okay, so when you move this dot, it is A derives A dot capital A. So there is a non-variable after the dot. So write the productions of that non-variable that we have written. Again, when you see this is similar to state I3 and this is similar to state I4, we can stop here. Okay, no, there is no further state to explore, so we are stopping it here. For our easy reference, I have reduced this diagram, that is from I0. Okay, consider this. So this is your I0. So from I0, when you apply yes, it goes to state, new state I1. Okay, so this is your accept state. And when you apply capital A, it goes to I2. When you apply small a, it is I3. And when you apply small b, it is on I4. Okay, it goes to a new state called I4. Similarly, when you consider this I2, okay, so I2 on capital A goes to I5, I2 on small a goes to I3, and I2 on small b goes to I4. Okay, so from this diagram actually we have drawn. Okay, so from this diagram, so I2 on capital A, okay, I5, I2 on small a goes to I3, and I2 on small b goes to I4. That's what we have done here. Okay, similarly now you consider I3. I3 on capital A goes to I6, and I3 on small a, it goes to I3 itself, and I3 on B goes to I4. Okay, so we can stop here. Now I4 is the final state, we can stop there. I5 is also a final item, I6 is also a final item, so we can stop here. Okay, so this is so from this we have to construct our parse tree. So from this we have to construct our parse tree. We'll see how to construct this parse tree. So as I have told you in the previous case, pictorically we have represented, but actually speaking you have to calculate closure as well as go to. So initial state, closure, okay, and for this 3 I have to calculate go to, that is go to I0 comma S, go to I0 comma A, and go to I0 comma small a, and go to I0 comma small b. This I have to calculate, right? So the same thing in the previous slide what I have explained, the same thing. So now actually I0 comma a, so the dot has been moved to the next position, and since there is a variable we have added this to closures. Okay, so like that we have the right same thing. Now from this particular graph, okay, so from this particular graph we are going to construct the parse table. We are going to construct the parsing table. So this is the parsing table for LR0. So parsing table for LR0. So how to construct this parse table is totally we have 6 states, okay, from 0 to 6, so that has been mentioned. Now we have to see state I0 on A, okay, I0 on A, it goes to state I3, so we have to write that as S3, shift 3. Okay, so whenever while we are constructing the parsing table, transition from one state to another on variable, okay, write it into the go to statement. So whenever there is a transition from one state to another variable, okay, so write it on to the go to statement. And transition from one state to another state, okay, on a terminal, whenever there is a transition from one state to another state on a non-terminal or a variable, it has to be written, okay, it has to be written under go to. And when there is a transition from one state to another state on a terminal variable, okay, so here the terminals are A and B, so that has to be written as shift, okay, that has to be written as shift. So here actually when we see I0 on capital S, okay, it goes to I1, okay, it goes to I1. So what we have to do, we have to say on S, you mention that as 1. And I0, okay, on A, the transition state is I2, so you just name it as 2. And I0 on small a is I3, so we have written that as S3, okay. So terminals you have to write shift, okay, and whenever there is a reduction, that has to be written in go to statement. When there will be reduction is whenever there is the final item, okay. And always this 1 on dollar is accept, okay, always 1 on dollar is accept. And similarly, this I0 on small b, the transition is 4, so we have written that as S4, okay. And always 1 on dollar is accept, so write accept. And now we'll go to state 2, okay. So we'll go to state 2. So from state 2 to when you apply capital A, it leads to 5, okay. So here you just mention that as 5. And small a leads to I3, small a2 on small a, it leads to I3. So here also you write it as S3. And I2 on B, it leads to 4, so you just write it as S4, okay. And now we'll go to state 3. So please note it down. So from state 3, on capital A, it leads to 6, okay, on capital A it leads to 6, so mention 6 here. And on small a, okay, from I3, okay, on small a it goes to I3 itself, on small b it goes to I4, okay. Small a it is S3 and small b is S4. So now we will come to item 4 or state 4. So this is a final item, okay, this I4 is a final item. And as I have told you, this is based on production 3. This is based on the production 3. What is that third production? That is A derives B, okay, based on that particular item, A derives B dot. So this is based on this production. So now what you have to do is, okay, we have to add. So now this is a reduced process since this is the final item. So we have to add R3 in all non-terminals, okay. And similarly I5. When we come to I5, again this I5 is a final item, and this I5 is based on the production 1, okay. This I5 is based on production 1. So you just add the reduce operation on that. Sorry, this is R1, okay, this is R1, that is production 1. So I5 is over. Now we'll come to I6. Again I6 is in final state, okay, so it's a final item, and the corresponding production is 2, right? So that is, the production is actually capital A derives small a capital A, okay. So now this is our parsing table. So since this is production 2, so we are adding R2 here, okay. So very simple. Now we have constructed our parsing table for LR0 parser. Now we'll see how to do parsing. The main difference between LR0 and SLR is, so kindly note it down, the main difference between LR0 and SLR is, so in SLR we will calculate follow. In LR what we have done is, in all the columns we have written the reduce operation, right? But in case of SLR we follow the, that is we calculate the follow of the non-terminals, okay? And only on those follow on the non-terminals, and only on those column we have to mention this reduce operation, okay? So that's the main difference between LR0 and CLR, and SLR. Now we'll see how to parse this. So assume that the input string is BAB, okay? So the word or the input string, okay? So the input string is BAB, okay? We have to check whether this is an accepted grammar, okay? This is an accepted string for the grammar what we have mentioned, okay? So as I have told you, we have three productions, that is S gives AA, so that is our first production. Then capital A gives small a capital B, so this is your second production, and the third production is A gives B, okay? So this is the third production. So now initially we have to push initially, okay? So dollar will be there, and similarly what is our input symbol? Input string symbol is BAB, okay, dollar. And so here actually initially we'll start with 0, okay? So we start with 0, and now we have to see what is 0 on B. What is 0 on B? So when we see 0 on B, that is S4. 0 on B is S4. That means it is a shift operation. So it is a shift operation. So here what we are doing, we are shifting this B. We are shifting this B here. So now your input buffer contains only AB and dollar symbol, okay? AB and dollar symbol, and this is shift 4, so you just include that number here, okay? So 0 4, okay, 0 4. And now what we have to do is, okay, so we have to check 4 on B, okay? We have to check 4 on B. So that is your reduce operation, okay? 4 on B is reduce operation. So what action? So this is R3, okay? So reduce 3, R3. So what is your R3? A derives B, okay? So this is your production. And now what we have, whenever there is a reduce operation, so we have to pop out this number, okay? We have to pop out this number, okay? So that has been popped out. So now you have only 0, and we have to check, okay? So see here, 0 on, okay, capital A, we have to check 0 on. So here there is a reduce, okay? So now this B has been reduced to capital A. This B has been reduced to capital A, and we have to see 0 on capital A. What is 0 on capital A? That is 2. So we have to add this 2 here. Okay, so we have to add this 2 here. And now when you see here, check, okay? So this 2 on small a. This 2 on A is again S4, okay? So we have added that, and 2 on A we have to check. Okay, so when we see that, so here actually what is there? We have small a, capital B and dollar. So this is as such. Okay, now you apply 2 on A. So 2 on A is actually shift operation. Okay, it is S3. So shift 3. So what we are doing? We are shifting one character. Already we have capital A. So we are shifting another variable A. So this string contains only B and dollar. And since okay, we have shifted here. Okay, so we have this 0, 2, that number we have to add it here. So 0, 2 and 3. Okay, so now when you apply 3 on B, okay, when you apply 3 on B, so what is 3 on B? That is S4. 3 on B is S4. Okay, shift 4. So what we have done, you have to, so this is shift, so you have to shift this as well, right? So what happens? Dollar, capital A, small b. Okay, and your input buffer contains only dollar, and then okay, so here actually when you see here, we have to check this 4, right? So since it is S4, we have to add that as well. So 0, 2, 3 and 4, that's shift operation, no? So that has to be added. Okay, so 4, and we have dollar, capital A, capital B, small b, and here we have dollar symbol, right? And when you check on, so here actually when you check 4 on, okay, 4 on 4 on B. Okay, so when you check that, when you check 4 on B, so here actually it is reduced. Okay, sorry, 4 on dollar here, because we have only dollar, right? So when you check 4 on dollar, so 4 on dollar is R3, 4 on dollar is R3, so that is the reduce operation. R3 is the reduce operation. What is R3? R3 is A derives B, so this is your R3. So now this has to be reduced. Okay, so A has to be reduced to B. Okay, so whenever there is a reduction, now this has to be popped out. Okay, that's mean number of characters has to be popped out. So here we have only 0, 2, 3. Okay, and so here actually we have to check on 3 on A. So when you check 3 on A, actually it is 6. Okay, 3 on A is 6. So add that. Okay, add that 6, and now actually we have dollar, capital A, small b, and so here it's a reduce operation, right? So this B has been reduced to capital A, this B has been reduced to capital A, dollar symbol. And now we have to check on, so whenever there is a reduce, okay, whenever there is a reduce, this has to be popped out, right? This has to be popped out. So now we are popping this out. Okay, so this we are popping it out, this 6. So now what we have is, okay, so we have to check A on 3. Okay, so this has been popped out, so you have to check 3 on A. Okay, 3 on A. What is 3 on capital A is 6. So that's why we have added that actually. Okay, and now we have to check 6 on dollar symbol. Okay, 6 on dollar symbol. So what is 6 on dollar? 6 on dollar is R2. 6 on dollar is R2. So we have to perform a reduce operation. Okay, so what is R2? R2 is actually capital A derives small a capital A, and we have two characters, so this 2 has to be popped out. Okay, so two symbols has to be popped out. So what we have is 0 2. Okay, we have 0 2, and now we have to find, okay, 2 on capital A we have to check. Okay, so we have to check 2 on capital A. When you check 2 on capital A, it is equal to, what is 2 on capital A? That is 5. Okay, so you please add 5 here. 2 on capital A. Okay, and since here we have reduction, no, so what we have done is, instead of this AA, this has been replaced with capital A. So we have dollar AA, so here it is dollar. So based on this particular production. Okay, and whenever there is, so here we have two letters, two variables. Okay, so that can be removed. So two variables we have to pop out. So this has been this 2 and 5. Okay, this 2 and 5 has been popped out. Okay, and now so here when you see, you have to find out, okay, 5 on dollar. So when you see this 5 on dollar, okay, 5 on dollar, and so here we have reduction. 5 on dollar is R1, right? So what action we have to perform? Reduction operation. So what is R1? R1 is equal to S gives capital A. Okay, so S gives capital AA. So based on that, what we have done is, so what we are doing is, okay, so this AA is replaced with S. Okay, AA is replaced with S. So since there is a reduction, this 2 will be popped out. Okay, this 2 will be popped out. Okay, and now so yeah, 0. Okay, so here what we have only 0, right? 0 on capital S. 0 on capital S is 1. 0 and capital S is 1. So we are adding that 1 here. Okay, so here I am adding that 1. So now it becomes 0 1 2. Okay, so now I'll write it here, because so you'll be having 0 1. Okay, you'll be having 0 1, and in the stack, actually in the symbol, what we have is yes. Okay, what we have is X, and here this is dollar symbol. Always 1 on dollar. Okay, always 1 on dollar is accept. Okay, so 1 on dollar is accept. So that means the given input string is a correct string that can be generated using this particular parser. Okay, so this is how we have to prove until we are able to reach the root node. Okay, so here we have starting from the strings, we were able to end up in the root node, head node. Okay, so now that means this particular string is a valid string. The only difference between SLR, as I have told you earlier, is the same procedure. Only thing is, for SLR we have to calculate the follow, and based on that we have to fill. Okay, So based on that we have to construct the parsing table, not simply adding all values to all columns. Okay, so that alone we have to take care. Thank you. I hope it will be useful to you.